Capcom hit us with the announcement of the year at TGA 2023, bringing a load of discussion, theory crafting, and excitement in its wake. I'd done a video about all of the tiny details Capcom packed into these few short minutes where I discussed what we missed and what this could mean for Monster Hunter Wilds in 2025. The attention to so many small details left so much on the table that Ryozo Tsujimoto even acknowledged the content creator community who would be dissecting the trailer in the coming days. There are so many new aspects to the game to uncover in Wilds that the trailer is fit to bursting. And yet, in our excitement, we glossed over one almost unimportant yet key detail. One that I think Capcom cleverly snuck in because they wanted to see if we were paying attention. Now, I'm not talking about what new features or mechanics Wilds promises to bring, and instead turning my attention to what mechanics are returning. We have a lot of staples in the franchise in large monsters, small monsters, endemic life, your primary weapon, and what appear to be multiple biomes to explore. But, did you catch it? Here. Right here. You see that? The Slinger. World introduced the Slinger in 2018. This acted as a replacement for a number of different bombs which were thrown in prior entries to the franchise. Dung bombs, for instance, could now be aimed and fired from a distance. The mechanics surrounding the Slinger in World were met with mixed response, with some of the fans of the franchise happy to see its departure in Rise. But Rise was developed by the Portable team, as evidenced by the red markers here on this timeline. Wilds, on the other hand, is being developed by the mainline team who did World. This tells me two things. One, Wilds is very much meant to be a natural extension of World, and while I wouldn't call it World 2, World's thumbprint is very much on Wilds' trailer and the direction the mainline team is heading. Two, this further widens the divide between the mainline games, which will continue to iterate on World's formula, with the Portable team making more traditional style Monster Hunter games. Okay, Jade, so what? We have a Slinger in Wilds, big deal. It seems like a small detail to dedicate an entire video to. And you're right, it does seem unimportant, doesn't it? Until we remember the natural extension of the Slinger that was introduced in Iceborne. With the Slinger fairly underutilized and met with mixed response, Capcom took its functionality beyond just a gimmicky way to throw bombs at monsters. One of the most powerful utilities in the game, the Clutch Claw. With Wilds clearly an evolution in World's design, the presence of the Slinger suggests a return of the Clutch Claw as well. The Clutch Claw came with a myriad of uses. You could grapple onto a monster to evade attacks. You can soften a monster's natural armor so your weapon will bounce less. You can chip off the monster's armor to be able to get more Slinger ammo. You can redirect a monster's position. And for the more daring players out there, the cream of the crop, the flinch shot, dumping your entire ammo reserve into the monster's hide, which I would argue is one of the most powerful utilities at a hunter's disposal in all of Monster Hunter. While it does seem that the Wedge Beetles has been replaced by the mobility afforded by your mount in Wilds, the other uses of the Clutch Claw have become so ubiquitous to World that I struggle to imagine a mainline monster game without those mechanics. Imagine bolting headlong into a hunt on your mount, only to land a well-timed clutch grab onto the monster's face and initiate the fight with an instant flinch shot into a nearby rock face. Wild's environment is so rich, there should be absolutely no lack of surfaces for monsters to practice their smooching skills. On top of that, I'm willing to bet there are numerous types of ammo to choose from as well. Although Ryozo indicated that our next update on Wilds would be quote-unquote around summer 2024, I'm hopeful we might get some juicy tidbits along the way that we'll be able to dissect. I mentioned in a prior video that it's likely we'd be seeing our next real update at Tokyo Game Show 2024, but I know full well we're all going to be savoring every breadcrumb we find in the meanwhile. So what about you? Are you hoping for a return of the Clutch Claw? What sort of changes to the ammo and function of the Slinger do you think Wilds will bring? And how many of you, like me, aim to get the flinch shot expert hunter highlight at the end of every hunt? Wilds is poised to be the most anticipated game of 2024, and I want to get into the thick of theory crafting with y'all. Are there any topics that you want me to cover? I'm excited to make videos you want to see. I'm Jade, and I'll be covering more Wilds as Capcom gets further along in development, so drop a like to support the channel, sub to stay up to date, and I'll see you in the comments below.